Well, good morning. Today is pretty exciting, at least for us. So I am up early to head into town to pick up a skid steer because today we are going to start clearing the spot for our shop where it is going to go. I've rented mini X's before and tractor backhoes, but this is the first time renting a skid steer with some attachments, a grapple, a tree puller, obviously a bucket, and so anyway, ought to be fun. Only downside is, I don't know if you can see out the back there, but it is raining. Thankfully not hard, but it's definitely wet. So that'll make this a little less fun, but still excited to get started on this project. Go. I'm leaving town, heading out down the highway, hit the turnoff here soon, head into the hills. You can definitely, you can definitely tell the truck is working. It's not at its max, but it's definitely working. Temps are doing pretty well. You know, last time I pulled a heavy load, the engine overheated, and it turns out I had a leak in the ERG tubes under the manifold. So anyway, I'm see how this goes. I think we're doing pretty good so far. So it's a real pretty morning. There's mist in the mountains. It was raining this morning, so hopefully it won't be too muddy. We'll get it there. Well, made it. Truck made it up the backside of the hill. You can see it's more a little muddy, but we made it. Now to get chalked, unloaded, and I get the trailer back, and then come back and start work. Very excited. rust all those off. Made it without major incident. Figured it out. And here we go. Gotta get the trailer back. Things I've learned so far. Number one, when you're gonna rent a piece of equipment, something that big or smaller, give yourself half a day just to try to figure it out. That's what I did yesterday. I picked up in the morning, but ultimately I didn't really get to start using it until the afternoon. And all I did for 4 hours was just turn it, move stuff around. I started to stress out about where I'm gonna put logs, where I'm gonna put brush, and discovered I just needed to play with it. And now this morning, or this afternoon, today, I have a better just feel for it. So give yourself some time to get a feel for the equipment before you feel like you're actually gonna get some work done. Lesson 2 I've discovered. If you're using a piece of equipment and for whatever reason your gut tells you to stop, actually stop. Just a couple of minutes ago, I had some vines, I was moving some vines around, I was like, probably ought to stop, and I did. And I reconsidered what would happen to this vine. There was a vine kind of being pulled from the grapple here, this direction, up this way. What would happen if that vine broke? Would it hit me in the face? Ultimately, I decided to proceed, but it was a nice reminder to just be willing to stop for just a minute and make sure that you're in a safe place. So what I'm discovering is there are multiple phases or parts of clearing a piece of land like this. So if you were to look out and see what I have here, this is all cleared, but back there's vines, there's underbrush, there's big trees, there's small trees, there's saplings. And so you gotta kind of approach it different ways. So what I have is I have a grapple, I have a tree puller, and then I have a traditional bucket for, this is a Kubota 65, SVL 65. I've been using the grapple here just a couple of minutes ago, moving brush out of the way, and that works really well for brush, works well for vines. But then I got and found some old barbed wire. It's strung, it's still part of a fence that's long gone, but it's attached to things. So bolt cutters, that's kind of one part of it. Anything metal, some bolt cutters or something to move it. I don't think I'll be able to do that necessarily with the grapple. I need to get out, get bolt cutters and cut it, and I do have some. Obviously there's chainsaw work, right, for the larger trees. I found for the saplings I can just use the tree puller and pull it up. But the larger ones I actually need to cut the tree first, and then I can use the tree puller on the stump. And I'm leaving about, I tried leaving about 4 feet of the stump. I think that's too much. I think about 2 feet is about what I need for at least this piece of equipment and what I'm trying to do. Then you've got the bigger trees that are going to actually have to be cut, sawn into pieces, and then picked up and moved around. So this whole pile of brush I'm using kind of as a ramp here for the skid steer. You can see it's cleared out there. There's a lot of space in there now. A lot of the brush is gone. It's not all gone, a lot of it. So now it's the point where I'm going to go in the saplings, anything up to about probably 6 inches in diameter. I'm going to go ahead and cut those. I'm going to find a place to set them. I don't know if you can tell. Right back in there, behind that brush, is a deer. Like a doe. Anyway, cut trees and pull stumps is my plan. day 5 of having the skid steer. Unfortunately, I've really only been able to work on it in about half-day segments, but anyway, I've had it for 5 days. Got it last Monday, today's Saturday, so I guess maybe this is 6. Anyway, ultimately the driveway will come through there between this big tree and that big tree. It's a pile of brush I got to deal with. There's a huge kind of ditch here that I've got to deal with. That'll get filled in when they do the driveway. Anyway, all this was full. Yesterday, I got that big tree down. That took me a good hour and a half because I got a cut that angled the wrong way. Anyway, it was a pain. Finally came down. So that's the remains of it. Here's the logs. I one in, it's probably 18 inches in diameter. Next big one, that will have to come down. The one behind this one there will have to come down. I've got a couple over here. And if you see this pink flag right there, that will be the, if you're looking at the building from the road, that will be the front left corner, basically. And so the building will go this way. There'll be a big door there for the trailer. And this will be the corner. And then, so basically there'll be drive. And kind of the building will run from there backwards, basically. And then this will be the front of the house portion. We'll see how much I get done in another half day of work. This is day 7 of having the skid steer and clearing. Hoping to just have another day or two. I'm really getting close. I think I'm probably 60% there. But tree, small ones. This big one's probably the last real big one that has to come down. That's what I'm going to work on here momentarily.
So we bought this beautiful wooded land. Absolutely stunning. I love the trees. I love the cool mountaintop. And Nathan has been clearing the site where we will put the house. And he's getting ready to fell this tree. So here we go. You didn't hear him, you just said that is the biggest tree so far.
So the big, what I think was an elm that was probably 80 feet tall. It's now on the ground, got that one down, partially cut up. Started consolidating piles. And I've got this area clear. It didn't look necessarily that, but there's a path to push all the brush back there. So the plan is all this brush, basically the brush that needs to be chipped, which I don't have a chipper yet because no place in town has a working chipper because they're all broken right now. Anyway, push it all back there, and then eventually I'll bring a chipper in and chip it all. And then I still have these trees back there. Kind of behind that tree right there is where the back corner, that would be the northwest corner of the building, would be. This would be the front, the southwest. So, you know, progress for 4 hours worth of work, 3 hours worth of work.
it gonna fall? Let's see. Is this truck gonna fall?